What a nice and smooth travel there of the CD drawer. It's a I always sort of look at the loader. That sort of shows how competent mechanically the designer of the player is. And this is a continuation of this EastSound CD-E5 Signature Edition. This is already a fully functioning player. Took me I've lost the whole Saturday on it, but there you are. Let me turn it up. Maybe there'll be some music coming out. Oh, it is. So a couple of faults. I'll start with remote controller, which is very nice and well made and pristine condition, and it features a separate battery compartment. What's good about it is that the batteries have leaked, and as previous owner said, he has cleaned it up a bit. Well, this is how it was after he cleaned it up. But of course you can buy whole of that assembly for about $1. So now the remote is as pristine as if it was when it was new, and very nicely made. I mean, all those buttons are actually pieces of aluminium, and it's probably one of the best made remotes I've seen. Overall player, as I said, is very good. It's based on a Cirrus Logic Crystal CS, I think 4620 or something like that. I would have to look closer. Oh, here it is. The actual chip. I don't know whether you can see or not. Is CS4390 KP. Fully balanced design. I'm yet to see, but it's got 4 op amps there, so it's obviously it's a proper design. And then it has some extra chips for the single-ended outputs. Its digital output is pretty good. There is a bit of overshoot, but what's important is that the lines are square and rise and fall curves are vertical. This is what triggers DAC. So obviously it was a purposeful attempt to do it. What else? 2 filters. You have one filter on the output and one on the switch. So that hardly ever happens, to have 2 filters. The lamp is at the raves about it. There's another mains filter there, the discrete filter with a choke and couple of capacitors, and another one on the probably the positive. Quality capacitors, and you can see that these are Elners, these are Rubicons, Nihikans, those 2, and Nippon Kencom. No, that's a Nikon, and these are Nippon Kencom. As far as regulators, well, plenty of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that I can see easily on the power board. So there's no deficiency there, and it works well. Skips. It reads CDs with like 2 millimeters faults, interruption data layer and black dots. This is actually a new laser that I've put in, and I've reduced the power. It's very hard to adjust it. You have to do it beforehand. So I reduced it by 1/3 and still double for what normally they say. It appears that these days Philips just run very big powers. The original laser here was like 3 times what it used to be. Used to be 0.1 of a milliwatt, and now this is like 0.2, and the original was 0.3. So you say, keep telling us that lasers don't fail, you keep replacing them. Well, I did replace it, but it wasn't because the laser was bad. It's because the turntable was bad. I tried to lift it and set it, put a new one in, but basically the circumference of the inside bit that fits into the CD hole was just too big and wouldn't match the puck. And some CDs wouldn't load, and then, well, when I received it, you might have seen my previous video, the whole thing was shaking. That's because the 3 screws on which it was sitting were loose. Once I tightened them up, it started working well, or better, but it was still noisy. But that was because it just, that puck and the mechanisms that were there were not good. Maybe the laser failed in the previous one, or something wrong, and the previous owners took it for repairs, and that workshop just installed first mechanisms they had, and just it didn't match the puck properly. Well, this is now no longer the case. It all works fine and it's nice and quiet. Very nice player. I'm yet to sort of listen to it in anger, because I have a Vadia 16 now doing CD player duties, but time will come for it, and maybe then I'll sell it. I don't know. Probably yes, but it's a very good player. I mean, it's probably Chinese players are underrated, but it's, you know, quality parts all around, and very good construction, very thoughtful, and it is in superb condition. Even has the signature edition, you know, plug there on the top cover. It certainly would look the part, and I hope once I get it in my system that it will work the part. There's no reason why it wouldn't. It's really well made. The only weakness, I suppose, is the CD loader, but that's what it is. When they made it, it was already probably the best mechanism they could have got, you know. Well, thank you very much for your time, and till next time. Bye-bye.